Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you the second installment of the Professional Player Spotlight series. We are going to be talking with Aipha, who we have covered a lot on this channel recently because he has come out and said that he will be Myth's duo partner for the World Cup, and we're also going to be clearing up whether or not he is signed with TSM and pretty much going through his entire career. He's been watching my videos recently and he reached out to me because I didn't know too much about him, and we wanted to share who he is, where he comes from, pretty much everything about him, so we all know what's going on with him, TSM Myth, and the future. We actually had some really good topics we discussed in this interview, from Epic Games to Team Liquid to just pretty much anything and everything about Fortnite competitive. There's so much that you guys can learn in this interview, and if you do enjoy the Professional Player Spotlight series, be sure to smash that like button and leave a comment down below letting me know which player you want me to bring on next. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more daily Fortnite professional news and drama. Now let's jump into the interview. Yo, what is going on, guys? Here we are with Aipha. How you doing, Aipha?
Doing really well. Just out here grinding like everybody else.
Nice, man. I'm really glad to have you on here because I have so many questions I want to ask you, because the community seems to not know much about you, but they all know who you are. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Tell us about you, how old are you, where do you come from, and how did you get into gaming?
Hey, my name's Aipha. I got into gaming when I was very young, like 4 or 5. Just started off GameCube, kind of Wii. So my whole family's all into gaming. My cousins, my brother, were just grew up in a gaming family. Went from obviously that to Xbox, which probably most people know Halo, obviously, and just grinded Halo a lot, made a lot of friends off it, and yeah, it's been gaming's been the passion of mine. I've always enjoyed it, always loved it. There's just something about that, something about just grinding makes me love it a lot. And I'm 17 years old, go to high school, and I'm from Virginia.
Okay. So, you said you've been gaming pretty much your whole life, right? Have you always been, like, the competitive type player?
Yeah, I've always been really competitive, whether it be with friends, family, any of that. I wasn't obviously always the best, but I always have been competitive.
Okay. When did you realize that you can, maybe make a career out of this and be a professional player? Was it in Fortnite or prior to that?
Oh, Fortnite. None of this before that. I was never near like pro level for anything. I was always competitive against friends and family.
Okay. So how did you get into Fortnite? I know you told me prior that you were part of the initial competitive scene.
I got into actually at the beginning of Fortnite. I did not like the game. I hated it so much. I thought building was dumb. I just like, who's gonna enjoy this? Then one day, a few days later, or like a week later, my friend Venom said, give this a try, man. Hop back on, try it. Try it a little, see if you like it again. I got back on. I don't know what clicked, but it was just completely different. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Um, and the comp scene, it's interesting because it wasn't like a set comp scene yet. It was just me, Myth, Hamlin's Day, just a bunch of other streamers just playing solo snipes. There's like 10, 11 of us. You had Space, you had a lot of people. And we just started, we got in Discord, just said queue up, on go, and yeah, just started. That's how the comp scene started. Few head figures.
Okay, so tell me about your career up until this point. What have the tournaments been like? What tournaments have you played in? What's been the outcomes? All the good stuff.
My career has definitely been a roller coaster because when Scrim started first kind of like happening, when it was all squad. Everybody's like, gotta get a squad, you gotta play that, tournament's gonna be squads, stuff like that. It's definitely viewer count was way bigger back then. Obviously it doesn't matter what viewer count I'm at, I'm always enjoying it, always having fun, always just trying to entertain who is there. But I was like the only streamer streaming scrims. They would be like, hey, I've streaming scrims. I'd go up to like 1,000, 2,000 viewers just streaming scrims. Everybody wanted to watch it. Everybody thought squads would be a thing. But I don't know. It's just, and then now obviously it's just like duos, solos. Everybody's like, gotta get your duos, gotta get your solo scrims. But the comp scene is one interesting thing because everybody wants to scrim, but there's no official way to scrim besides like custom games or pop-up, because you can't really scrim in a public lobby. It's just it's not fully a pros.
Yeah.
You could kill like some other people that have the loot that you win with. That's what I've always thought of. It's like in a pub lobby you could kill, we just call everybody bots instead of pro. We don't actually mean like you're bad or anything. It's just you kill a few people that have exactly what you need or exactly what you use to win. And now health per kills, it's even a bigger factor because you can kill two guys and get up to 200 HP and you win the game because you had 200 HP from those two other guys that weren't even like competitive. So it's interesting.
I mean, that's kind of an issue right now, especially leading into the World Cup being such a big tournament, $100 million for the pro players. But like, how do you really efficiently practice for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just it's hard. There's just like it's hard to practice for a way like pop-up cups. It's just like this tournament right here. We had custom games, we had pop-up cups a week before that. They take both out, so it's like we can't even practice with that. And obviously, Liquid Boys, their drops just got annihilated. They're gone.
Yeah.
It's like you could practice other drops, you can't practice rotation. You know,
Yeah.
the rotations are the most important part because once you get your initial drop, moving out of that drop, you have your rotation, and it's just completely gone now. All of it's gone.
Yeah, I discussed that in my video earlier, how they pretty much just lost the whole entire northeastern quadrant of the map, and now they like don't have any experience really dropping anywhere else because mid game it's like it's so different. You don't have the same routes that you take to farm up and, loot. So it's just going to be so much different for those guys, and I think it will affect them. What's your opinion on that? Do you think it will affect them?
It affects them. It like obviously, Liquid, they are insane. All four of them are insane at the comp scene. It will affect them only in beginning. If they can get out of beginning, which I know they will, they'll do the exact same as they would going whaling, going containers. It's just like the thing about it's like they've been playing there because I scrimmed with not a lot, but I scrimmed with Chap and Poach back in like season 2, just because they needed to fill, and I was always a filler. I've been filling for 12 months. But they've always been going northeast of the map, always, no matter what. And I know Chap has been playing a different spot a little bit. Vivid actually goes in solos, at least. He goes Junk Junction. He's been playing that for a while. But Poach and Tom, they've literally been playing those two spots forever. So it's for them just to like all of a sudden and then they can't. It's not, yeah, it's that they just vanish, but they don't have time to practice a new spot. It's literally the day of the tournament, their spot's just gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as if they can get out, they're fine. But if they can't, because they don't know where to go, whatever.
Okay. So let's get back on topic with you. So let's talk about the tournaments you've played in previously. How'd you perform? What tournaments were they? Stuff like that.
I've been in the TwitchCon one, the Winter Royale one, and the Secret Skirmish one. The TwitchCon one, obviously, I mean, I just asked my boy Tinny, hey, you know what to plan? He's like, yeah, I can actually plan it. And he's EU and NA, so it's like the practice we get couldn't have been the best, but we tried our best. We didn't do too well. Synergy wasn't there. That one was kind of a flop. It was fun to play with, fun to get LAN experience. That LAN experience is what's most important too. That's my first ever tournament.
Okay.
And then that's what added the thing about that tournament that was the first release of glider rate play. That was the real glider rate play that had no delay, no nothing. So to play with that and then not have the best practice together, it's kind of tough. But now going on to Winter Royale, that one was definitely my highlight one. The second one, qualified, almost basically top 5 NA all over. Just if I always think about it, if I just killed Bizzle for that last kill, I would have gotten 3 extra points. I would have had 38. But go past that, going into the finals, I played my part so extremely well. I think it's just the sword was a big. I died to the sword 3 times. I died to a glider bug or a zipline bug once, and then my PC restarted this 6th game, which was my best game. I had extra shield, 200 health, basically mats, and center of zone. So that one was my best. I just got unlucky from the computer, I guess. Just restarted.
So real quick then, how do you handle those situations? Like it seems like you had a lot of unfortunate things happen. Obviously the sword, nobody liked that. Dying to it 3 times, that must suck. And then your computer crashing, and then the zipline bug. Like, how do you handle that and keep your composure and still play well?
It's definitely just like at the end of the day, it's just one turning. You showed up, you did what you could, you played your best, But just think about it as like this is just one little step. You know, it's obviously you could say like this is the step to World Cup. I got the practice I need. I got the tournament practice because people play completely as they do in scrims compared to the tourney. So it just have a mental note of there will be more, pretty much.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's a good mindset. And I think that's something like you need as a pro, and that's something that probably the Team Liquid guys are going to be doing right now, going in Academy, say, So that's some good
Yeah.
advice. So go ahead and move on to your secret skirmish then.
Secret skirmish was just me and my it was random duos obviously. Me and Schmecht actually we came 14th in the duos. What happened when we were going there? We both actually the funny thing is we didn't know each other. We didn't know how we played. We didn't know each other. We both were the players landing block. Which is actually pretty convenient. The thing about that was they changed the block. The update, the 7.4 changed how the spawn rate of the chests. So it's like there were 6 chests on the sign, and the update changed it to where they weren't 100%. So there was 3 games where I had like 0 chests there. So like the last game, I convinced him to go Tilted. Tilted's like my main spot for comp at the moment. I convinced him to go Tilted the 6th game. We had 0 points. We're really doing too well because that's the update for the block. We went Tilted and we ended up. I did like 2,000 damage that game, and we came 2nd against Saf. We came 14th, came 2nd. It's just that's what happened with the duos. Not the update just screwed us with our landings. Like Liquid, that's what it's just like I can kind of relate because it just completely messed us over. The solos is completely RNG based. For rotation items that was. That it's just 100 players end game, 50 players, 60 players. It's just if you don't have any rotation items, you basically lose. It's so hard to play unless you get zone. But the thing, my solo tournament, I had 0 rotation items all 6 games and didn't get the zone once. So I mean, it's just I'm getting beamed by everybody trying to move in zone. Like the last game, I ended up killing Tom, but I didn't have rotation. I couldn't get in zone quick enough. I just got beamed by people already in zone, just sitting. It was a toss up. The solo one wasn't my best, but I also couldn't do much when there's a lot of RNG factors in it.
So let's go ahead and talk about TSM now, because initially when I heard about you and I started doing some research, I thought you were signed with them either as a streamer or a player, just because there's a lot of stuff that would connect you two together.
Yeah.
So tell us about TSM and you. What's like your relationship with them and everything?
TSM and me, obviously from any outside of POV, it really looks like I'm with them. I have the jersey, chair, the banner, anything that you see, it looks like I am. I definitely say I have a good connection with them. The players, like I've known Myth for a long time, known Hamlin's, known Day, I've known all of them for a long time, and just kind of like the TSM just grew on me. I love the player. I think the player is what really makes me love the org, because that's what really made me love TSM at first. I think my connection with them is, yeah, like I said, it's pretty strong. Obviously, but I'm not signed or anything. If I won Secret Skirmish, I did get signed to TSM.
Was that like a deal you had with them, or?
Yeah, Lena said it in Myth's chat out in the open, just like, hey, if you win, you get signed.
Oh man, so I guess there was a lot of pressure on there, huh?
Yeah, what's the word? Like, for me winning, I had the most on my back, I guess.
Most on the line, yeah.
Yeah, most on the line.
Okay. So, I mean, you talked about Myth and the players. You have a good connection with them. Let's go ahead and talk about Myth more in particular, because you did say that on your stream that you would be partnering up with him for the World Cup. Can you go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit more and explain what you meant?
Yeah, me and Myth, he's talked about it a little bit on the stream for who he wants for the World Cup. He's like me and Commandment. I think Commandment already has a duo, but me and Myth have some strong chemistry. Like, every single time we play, we slay out, whether it be comp, whether it be just pubs. We just jumped in with them for Pop-Up Cup. We went 4 to 4 games, had 36 points, had max points every game. It's just, I feel like we have some of the best chemistry. It's just, it seems weird, but I feel like we do.
Yeah.
We always place high. We always do well together. Our mindset is the same. I'm able to just, like, I know Myth's like kind of a leader in and how he likes to play is like, we could do this, we could do that. I'm really able to follow what people say. So if he does something, I can just do it with him. So it's like perfect.
Yeah, that is perfect actually, because something a lot of people have talked about in the past is like he's a leader, but it seems like the people he have duoed up with are also kind of like not leaders, but they want to make decisions as well. But it seems like Myth really wants to be the guy doing it full time, and it kind of leads to a rift within the chemistry. So knowing that you are kind of that guy who just wants to, listen and just beam kids, I think that's a good match. But like talking a little bit more about Myth, he's known to kind of underperform. I know he's a great player, he's known to be really good, but when the pressure has been on him and it was time for him to prove himself, he didn't really do it that well. What do you think about, his performances in the past?
It depends, like, if it's online or at LAN. Like, online tournaments, he's already at a disadvantage strongly. For this game, for Fortnite, you need good ping, because for you to be able to build, for you to be able to edit, for you to be able to shoot, there's been so many instances where, like, I've even done EU pop-up. It's just like you get shot through your walls if you have less ping than the other guy. The other guy can just take your walls if you have less ping. You can't build as fast. It's slower. Your edits are slower. You can't reset your edit fast enough. It's just, there's people don't realize how actually big of a disadvantage Myth is at by playing online tournaments and stuff. Whether it be land, if I could watch him, if I could just watch him solely, I could be able to see like what he's doing wrong, what he's doing this. But I mean, they don't really show us, They
Yeah.
just show him dying. That's it. They don't really show how he got in the fight, what he's doing. They only show him dying.
If they could add some type of thing where we could individually view every single player, that would be awesome. I know the Overwatch League just added something in for their new season, so if they could implement something like that, that would be great, so we could actually see, what are these players doing? Are they actually good or are they bad, Because it is hard to tell. Like, I completely agree with that, just watching, professional Fortnite over the past year. Let's move on a little bit. Let's talk more about you. You've been basically grinding Fortnite since the evolution of the competitive scene. How does it feel finally, getting some notoriety and just being a part of it, one of the big guys? I mean, you're not the biggest, but, you're up there compared to a lot of people trying to make it.
It's interesting, to say the least. It's definitely a little different. I mean, for me, I don't feel like I'm that big. I'm just a guy who does competitive, who maybe a lot of people know. I've just been doing my thing, grinding. Whether or not I've been just happy for people, all of them. I've been happy for watching everybody, get what they want, get on the orgs. For me, that sounds like I'm just saying that, but I really am truly happy.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. Or it's interesting for me to see where I am today, because I mean, a year ago, I didn't think I'd be doing this for that long. I've never stuck in a game this long. Fortnite just has that thing. Just for me getting my name out there. I mean, it's interesting. There's no like direct feeling I have about it. I don't feel like I've made it yet, or I don't feel like I've done something yet. I feel like I can still do more.
What's some advice then you would give to some people kind of up and coming, trying to get to the position you're at? You're not at the top yet, but you're like in the middle, you're on the cusp of it. A few good moves and you could be there, right?
Yeah. I would say just don't give up. Play your game. Play you. Don't. If people say like you won't make it, just block them or shove them aside. Do you? Because you can change it solely. If you listen to these people, then you won't make it, because you're always going to be putting yourself down. Just like practice, play, rinse, repeat. Just do you.
So basically, just grind and focus on you. I like it.
Yeah.
That's good advice. So moving on then, let's get on to the last questions, which are more fun. Who do you think is the best player in all of Fortnite right now?
72 hours.
Why?
He's always well performed. He just always does his game.
Okay.
And he's just all around like a good player.
I think a lot of people could agree with that, or at least say he's around the top 5, top 10 area. I do believe 72 Hours is one of the best as well. What about the best team?
Liquid.
Of course. Why?
Because the thing about them is, obviously they only have like 4 competitive players. Strafe doesn't really go competitive that much. They have 4 players and they're all consistent. All of them. If you like, you can even go back, like, they always played their game. They always played extremely well.
Yeah. You can't really find a team out there who's been consistent like that.
Yeah, you can't find a team that's been consistent with that many players.
I think like Ghost and FaZe are kind of up there, but Ghost just has too many players to even
Oh, Ghost and FaZe are 100% up there.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of players.
Yeah,
they have a lot.
Ghost has too many players to have that many players be consistent, and then FaZe, they're close.
Yeah, I mean, obviously TwitchCon FaZe just took home the ball.
Yeah.
Like FaZe took it. They took first and second.
Yep. Well, I mean, this was really fun, man. I appreciate you coming on here. I definitely know the community wants to know more about you. You're an interesting figure right now, and you're in a good spot, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you for the World Cup. Is there anything you want to say to end this off?
Just like be you and watch out, because I am winning the World Cup.
Okay. With Myth?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay. What's your Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever you want to shout out? Go ahead.
I just usually I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Aipha. I'm always live every day. Just come say hi, man. Come chill.
All right, awesome. Thank you, dude.
Hey, no problem.
And there it is, guys. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you did enjoy this one. I know it's a lot longer than the one I did with Innocence. It just seemed like there was a lot more to talk about with Aipha. It was fun to do. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did make it this far, man, you are an absolute legend. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. So be sure to let me know that you made it this far down in the comments. Reply #legend. I'll be responding and hearting everybody who did make it this far. Thank you so much, guys. Like and subscribe. That's it. Check out Aipha. Peace.